Good evening and welcome to the main news today, the 25th of October 2025. To present the news, my name is Trace Mwansa. A look at the top stories making headlines. Lungu family will retain the body only if HH stays away, MAKEBI ZULU says. PF will not hold another convention, says CHABINGA. Chief CHIKUPILI urges government to reopen CHIKUPILI local courts. And NAQEZ endorses presidential intentions to legislate free education in Zambia. And in sports news, Copper Queens ready to reface Namibia. Over 300 athletes compete in first ever national pool championship. And now the news in detail. The funeral of the late President Edgar Lungu has taken a new as family representative. MAKEBI ZULU says the family will only be able to bring the remains of the former president on condition that President Hakainde Hichilema agrees not to attend the funeral. Mr. Zulu says the family of the late President Lungu will proceed immediately once President Hichilema publicly commits to sending the Vice President Mutalena Lumango as his representative.
The President said, I will not be in attendance. I will hand over to the Vice President and we will give him his full honors. And tomorrow we start off to come to Zambia. It is that simple. It is that simple. And that's why we're saying, let us pray for the government so that reason prevails over self or indeed over ego. To indeed respect the wishes of the family and do away with this whole thing. Because just this niggling issue is the one that has led to all this propaganda, all this false news that has been propagated against the family. And it ought not to be that way. We have to respect the widow. We have to respect the family. And there's a question that was asked by Falcon that there are threats that I will be arrested if I returned to Zambia. There is no offense.
Leader of the opposition and Patriotic Front, acting President Robert CHABINGA, has clarified that the party will not hold another convention, stating that the PF already held one recently. Mr. CHABINGA, who is also Mafinga Member of Parliament, made the remarks during the Independence Day celebration in Mafinga District. Chief CHIKUPILI of the Swaka-speaking people in Luano District of Central Province has appealed to the government to commission and reopen the CHIKUPILI local court, which has remained closed for about 4 years despite the completion of its construction. The traditional leader expressed concern that the continued closure of the court as first resident to travel long distances to access justice at Shabila, Mulungwe, and Mukoshi local courts, while other nearby courts such as Mboroma and Mulungwe also remain closed. Speaking at his palace when United Party for National Development, UPND, National Chairman for Social Duties, William Banda, paid a courtesy call, Chief CHIKUPILI says the reopening of the local court would ease the administration of justice in the area. He further commended the government for the free education policy, noting that it has enabled more girls in his chiefdom to return to school and it significantly reduced cases of early child marriages.
Mangecha shupa ya taking amadezi na ngwimi yake ukwa ulati ibombe. So even the PS the time what and there but in Tandari, what about it was last year. And I reached their report, but up to now, no response. So cool on Rokumana, what were fake because local court ya fingi fyo itwafwako kulubaliwa Mariasha ayafika ku local court. So kumanefyo balanga fwako kwa watinga chashupa this year, next year kwa wakwecha squad court yeso ya mboku ukubomba.
So he say afumu amene mwaona takhala ndiye tima ononga vintu president afuna nthawi zonse kukamba na fumu yake President afuna nthawi zonse wa district commissioner ngati fumu linavochita imwe msanga mwatenga vaenda kwa president. Koma chimene nimaona nchakuti timatenga nthawi fumu ikamba kuti lifuna kuchita ichi muziko langa muno. Koma kuchoka kwa fumu kubwera ku office kwanu, kubwera ku office ya minister, kubwera ku office ya permanent secretary, we taking 2 years pamene fumu mwini wake afuna development mudera lake. Ivo sitiyenera kuchita choncho, tiyenera kuchita vintu monga vantu amene tinapasidwa ntchito.
The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NAQEZ, has endorsed President Hakainde Hichilema's decision and intention to legislate free education in public schools. The organization believes that this move will ensure citizens of the government's commitment to education and reinforce its importance. In a statement made available to Muvi TV News, NAQEZ Executive Director Aaron Chanda says the proposed law aims to make education in public schools a legal mandate, adding that these initiatives align sustainable development goal for focuses on quality education.
Quality education in Zambia endorses the presidential intentions to put a law that will legalize the provision of free education in Zambia. We think that this is a progressive move, and all stakeholders must be able to support this because apart from reinforcing the importance of this education, we think that the law is going to impose a very important statement that Zambia places education as a very important ingredient to national development. And we see that once done, then even future administrations are going to provide free education to its people. But as we support this intention, would like to say that we are not happy with the current low levels of investments in education. Would like to see government also pay attention to expansion of infrastructure, teacher motivation, purchasing of equipment, especially teaching and learning materials. Would like to see schools connected to power. A lot of them are not. Would like to see the sector embracing AI and other technologies. It's very, very important to do that. And would like to see all stakeholders, especially the MPs, support this intention. And we also want to advise the Ministry of Education, now that the President has spoken, to begin the process of reviewing the 2011 Education Act.
And now a look at the top stories making headlines once again. LUNGU family will only retain the body only if HH stays away, says AWAY-MAKEBI ZULU. And PF will not hold another convention, says CHABINGA. Chief CHIKUPILI urges government to reopen CHIKUPILI local courts, and NAQEZ endorses presidential intentions to legislate free education in Zambia. And in sports news, Copper Queens ready to reface Namibia. Over 300 athletes compete in first ever national pool championship. On that item, it takes us to the break.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia will be conducting mass voter registration across the country from the 13th of October to the 11th of November 2025. If you are 18 years and above, a Zambian citizen and in possession of a Green National Registration Card, NRC, you qualify to register. If you registered in 2020 or during continuous registration of voters and you still have your voter's card, you don't need to register again. During this registration period, ECZ will be providing the following services: voters, new registrations, replacement of lost, destroyed or defaced voters' cards, transfers from one polling station to another, claims for omission on the register of voters, corrections of clerical errors, and removal of deceased voters. Registration centers will be open throughout the week from 8 hours to 17 hours, except on days when teams will be relocating to the next registration center. Register now. It's your right. It's your choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Your future can't wait. Why delay your dreams when you can fast-track your success at Crystal University? March 10, 2025. Mark your calendar. Enroll in the following faculties: Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Humanities, Business and Education, Department of Postgraduate Studies. For a limited time, get a 20% off discount on your first semester, making education more affordable. Plus, we offer a very flexible payment plan, 50% upfront to start, the rest to be paid in manageable monthly installments. Study full-time, distance, and online, making it perfect for in-service workers and international students too. Don't miss out. Call us now and secure your place. Crystal University, meeting the educational needs of today.
Muvi Christian Academy is a girls-only boarding school located near Sandy Beach in Siavonga. Muvi Christian Academy is now enrolling for Form 1 and Grade 10 pupils. So all girls who have just completed their Grade 7 and Grade 9 exams must take this opportunity to receive high-performance Christian-based holistic education. Help your girl child reach their full potential. Call 0976 386184. When you think girl child education, think Muvuyu Christian Academy. Muvuyu Christian Academy, excellence through Christian education.
Welcome back. Senior Chief Mboroma of Luano District in Central Province has appealed to the government through the Food Reserve Agency to open community maize depot in Luano Valley to make maize more accessible to residents in his chiefdom and neighboring areas. The traditional leader said communities under Chief Mboroma, Chief Mbosha, and Chief Chembe are facing anger following floods and persistent human-animal conflicts that are affecting the area. Previous farmer session, he explained that residents are struggling to travel long distance in search of maize and called on the government to consider distributing relief food to the elderly and sick in the area. Speaking at his palace when United Party for National Development, UPND, National Chairman for Special Duties, William Banda, paid a courtesy call to Chief Mboroma, also expressed concern over the stalled construction of his palace under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. He has remained incomplete since 2022. In response, Mr. Banda assured the traditional leader that the government will prioritize the completion of all pending CDF projects, including the construction of the Senior Chief's Palace and ensure Senior Chief's Palace and ensure the contractor resumes work as soon as possible. And in sports news, the Zambia women football national team, popularly known as Copper Queens, are confident of sealing qualifications in the Africa Cup of Nations in favor of their team in South Africa. Head coach Nora Hapto has also expressed confidence, noting that the squad is fully focused on delivering another strong performance, while Namibia's coach Lucky Kakuva remains hopeful his side on stage a comeback.
All in our hands. We decide if the game is going like this or like that. Basically, we are on each position better set than our oppositions, but we need to ensure that we have the focus, the determination to keep the performance 90 minutes high. We turned around the game. Rudy had an excellent game with 3 scores. But also like our fullback was scoring. I think all the approach we work at the moment, to get much more skillful in possession is working well. So I was satisfied with my team. We know that to Sunday it's another job that we need to do. We focus on our performance. We're happy to be home and excited to play tomorrow in the full approach. We believe that we want to especially against this kind of opponents, play with very offensive fullbacks. We convert sometimes wingers on this position. You can also convert holding midfielders sometimes on this position. When you have so much possession, it's about to overload the flanks, that we serve the box. I think, Najula as fullback, she was there for scoring after 20 minutes. So I guess we are on the right approach. For consistency in performance, it's a lot about discipline to do the simple things right over 90 minutes. We are very critical, self-critical. We always want to improve. I think our learning is out of the WAFCON that we can be dominant against teams up to top 40 in the world, with the approach that we play possession football, no chipante-pante, and all those things. And then I guess we also need to adjust that we have a strategy ready against top 30 world, because then we need maybe also to change a bit the approach. This is the learning I take out of this quarterfinal, and I think now we are very good back against Namibia. I would say when you see the possession football, the first 35 minutes, that's exactly where we want to go to. So we learn out of these experiences, and for me, we get really better, and this is football. We work on the performance, and usually when you do this good, the results will follow.
The team is ready. We've prepared. Coach Nola has helped us to work on our mistakes and everything. The last 90 minutes is more important than anything, because this is what will determine our fate, and we want to go to the AFCON, and that's our aim, and we are not backing down. So we are ready for that. We're just waiting for tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you so much for the question.
More than 300 athletes are taking part in Zambia's inaugural National Pool Championship, currently underway at the National Sports Council in Lusaka, Zambia. Pool Union Secretary General Safa Damiseo Shinkombe told Muvi TV Sports News that the tournament has attracted top pool players from across the country in both men's and women's categories. He noted that event is running on a budget of 101,000 kwacha and expressed gratitude to the government through the Ministry of Sports for its support in making the championship possible.
Players from about 6 provinces, in fact, 6 provinces of Zambia. It's the first time that we are actually having representation from that many provinces. Of course, it's a privilege to be graced by so many players. We have ladies, we have under 23 players, as well as men. So this is one of the biggest events that we ever held. We have spectators. I think close to around 500 just spectators only. So yeah, this is of course our flagship event as an Pool Union. We have a budget of just over 100,000 with 90,000 in prizes and of course other logistics. Of course, we've received support from within the pool fraternity. Our sponsors within the pool fraternity have actually supported us greatly, and we appreciate. Of course, we have actually appealed to the corporate board to come on board. It's a very big event, and your brand can actually receive the much needed marketing and publicity. So once again, thank you for having me. So this
A look at the top stories making headlines once again. Lungu family will only return body only if HH stays away, says MAKEBI Zulu, and POF will not hold another convention, says CHABINGA. Chief CHIKUPILI urges government to reopen CHIKUPILI local courts, and NAQEZ endorses presidential intentions to legislate free education in Zambia. And in sports news, Copper Queens ready to reface Namibia. Over 300 athletes compete in first ever National Pool Championship. And on that item, it brings us to the end of the news. Please do stay tuned. My name is Tracy Mwansa.
It's time to register. The Electoral Commission of Zambia will be conducting mass voter registration across the country from the 13th of October to the 11th of November 2025. If you are 18 years and above, a Zambian citizen and in possession of a Green National Registration Card, NRC, you qualify to register. If you registered in 2020 or during continuous registration of voters and you still have your voter's card, you don't need to register again. During this registration period, ECZ will be providing the following services: new registrations, replacement of lost, destroyed or defaced voters' cards, transfers from one polling station to another, claims for omission on the register of voters, corrections of clerical errors and removal of deceased voters. Registration centers will be open throughout the week from 8 hours to 17 hours, except on days when teams will be relocating to the next registration center. Register now. It's your right. It's your choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
Your future can't wait. Why delay your dreams when you can fast-track your success at CHIKUPILI University? March 10, 2025. Mark your calendar. Enroll in the following faculties: Faculty of Nursing, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Humanities, Business and Education, Department of Postgraduate Studies. For a limited time, get a 20% off discount on your first semester, making education more affordable. Plus, we offer a very flexible payment plan, 50% upfront to start, the rest to be paid in manageable monthly installments. Study full-time, distance and online, making it perfect for in-service workers and international students too. Don't miss out. Call us now and secure your place. CHIKUPILI University, meeting the educational needs of today.
Muvi Christian Academy is a girls-only boarding school located near Sandy Beach in Siavonga. Muvi Christian Academy is now enrolling for Form 1 and Grade 10 pupils. So all girls who have just completed their Grade 7 and Grade 9 exams must take this opportunity to receive high-performance Christian-based holistic education. Help your girl child reach their full potential. Call 0976 386184. When you think girl child education, think Muvi Christian Academy.